On the Sunsets, I feel like both of these shades, and it's probably, oh, look at that. Big clunk of glitter just fell off on my thigh. Hey love, what is up? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lauren, if you didn't know, and today we are going over some new shades that Patrick Ta released in his Major Dimension Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos. I have In Your Dreams and When the Sun Sets. So if you're interested in this, just keep on watching. So if you're unfamiliar with this product, I did do a video featuring it. I'll link it in the cards up above here, but he did release 4 new shades of this. And in today's video, we'll be going over each of the new shades that I got, as well as comparison to the original shade that I purchased when he first launched these. And yeah, we'll be doing all that, swatches, eye swatches. Let's just get into it. So what is this? This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension Eye Illusion eyeshadow duo. This retails for $42, and I got the new shades In Your Dreams, which he describes as diamond sparkles, and When the Sun Sets, which is described as peach sparkles. Very interesting that the newer shades just like have sparkles. There's no actual description for the sparkles, it just says sparkles. The other 2 shades that he released that are new are Slow Burn, which is burgundy sparkles, as well as Always On Your Mind, which is a slate sparkle. I mentioned the description because in the original shades, like for example the one that I had already owned, which is Do You Know Who I Am, he described it as maple sparkle and sunset sparkle. So each shade had a distinct description, and I guess he just like said screw that this time. Yeah, screw that, I guess. And I couldn't find a shade description anywhere for the new shades other than, you know, diamond sparkles or peach sparkles. So that's what we're gonna go with. But a real quick product description about this. This is a shimmering eyeshadow duo that illuminates eyes with superfine sparkles and multi-dimensional pearl pigments. This duo makes everyday eye makeup an editorial moment. High wattage shimmer and light catching pigments lay down effortlessly over lids for a sophisticated sparkle. The shades within each of the 5 duos love to be layered for major dimension, blending and building from sheer to opaque. The gel-like translucent base of the formula lends to color that's true on every skin tone, never dull or ashy. So let's get into my swatches of the new shades and comparison to the old one, and I'll wrap up my final thoughts at the end. So the first shade I'm showing is When the Sun Sets, and this is described as peach sparkles. You guys definitely want to pay attention to the screen at this point because I'm not really explaining what I'm doing on the screen while I'm doing it during my voiceover. I'm just talking about the shadows during this voiceover. I just want to say, the effect you get with these newer shades is insane. Not only do you get that sparkle and twinkle in all lighting conditions, but if the light hits you in a certain way, they'll look wet. Like wet. I tried my best to showcase this wet effect with the use of my flash, but it was very hard to capture with my camera. I definitely say these new shades are a step up from the initial shades, and I absolutely like the newer shades better than the first one I got. Like, I might be in love, y'all. Like, this was the specialness and intensity I was expecting when I first tried this product. This is it right here. This is what I really always wanted from this product. Just a friendly reminder, my eye swatches are done on a bare lid with just concealer on them, so there's no other products interfering with what you are seeing. My only real disappointment is that with both of the new duos I got is that both shades melt right into each other, and there's not enough contrast to notice a difference, even though in swatch they look different. On the eyes, the shades in both duos melt together when you combine them, and you won't be able to tell you used both. For that reason, I find myself always mixing together one shade from In Your Dreams and one shade from When the Sun Sets when I do want a difference in shades. If I just reach for one duo, I literally only pick one shade out of it because I see no point in putting both shades from one duo on because they literally just melt into each other. That was a nitpick I had with the first set of duos he released too though, as there was not enough contrast in the shades in the duo Do You Know Who I Am as both shades, and that duo looked the same on the lids to me anyways and melted right into each other. Now we're getting into In Your Dreams, which he describes as diamond sparkles. Again, I'm trying my best to showcase that wet effect here on camera, but my camera is not doing it enough justice. I promise you. In Your Dreams is the more intense out of the two I got, and it definitely looks wet, like wet on the lids, especially when the light hits it in a certain way. It's really stunning. So here are all the shades I own swatched together from left to right. You have Do You Know Who I Am, When the Sun Sets, and In Your Dreams. Again, if you want to see Do You Know Who I Am swatched on the eyes and all that, I highly recommend you check out the video I did for it. I'll link it in the description box down below. I will say I'm happy with my selection, as all three duos I've gotten so far are distinctly different from each other. With that being said, I think I'm done getting any more of these. I am content with my current selection. Although that brown chocolate one still at the club does cross my mind from time to time, it might make its way over here. It might end up at my house. So I am wearing this on my eyes today, and I absolutely like that he upped the ante on the sparkle on these. I'm very pleased with it. I know he said in the description that there's like a gel-like consistency to them. I will say with these newer shades, I don't feel that at all. They're both very dry, very sandpaper-esque, very like coarse to the touch, which gives you more dimension and sparkle, I guess, but at the cost of being a more grittier texture. Will get fallout with these. Do your eye makeup first. I will say it's more fallout than the original one, and the original one had a lot of fallout, but these are like on steroids. So if you don't like a lot of fallout, you're probably not gonna like this. Also, if you don't like using your fingers, I will say that is a downside with this product. It has a hard time picking up with brush. You can pick it up with like something more like a sponge tip type brush or wet your brush, but I find literally the best way to apply these is with your fingers. I'm happy that he upped the ante. This is what I was originally looking for in his original formulation of these. In the original formulation, there was one shade on the top that was like super sparkly and dazzly and like dancing on the eyes, and then there was one shade on the bottom that was more just like kind of reminded me of like a standard metallic or shimmer shade in any other eyeshadow palette. It wasn't super special, it just was okay. And it had more color and richness than the top shade, which was more iridescent and sparkly. This time, both shades are super sparkly, super iridescent, just like dancing on your eyeballs. Every time the light hits my eyes, it's a very nice like ethereal feeling. I can't stop looking at myself in the mirror. I know like my camera probably isn't doing it the best justice because I'm sitting here in a window in natural daylight, but I promise you, if you saw me in real life, you could see like the sparkle and dancing that's going on in my eyes, even in natural light, because I can see it clear as day in the mirror. I will say though, as much as I like these, I would still say buy it on sale. Because again, $42 is a lot. Also, that's part of my hesitancy in suggesting these at full price, because like there is a lot of fallout with these. And not everybody likes to use their fingers. So if you're not someone who likes to use their finger when you're doing your makeup and you prefer to use brushes, this probably isn't going to be like the best option for you. If you are somebody that would prefer, you know, a product that's sparkly, iridescent, and shimmery, but you don't have to use your fingers, my favorite product so far is the Dose of Color Shimmer Stick. I let you not that it's probably one of the best shimmer sticks to have come out in recent memory, okay? And they just recently released 3 new shades. So if you were interested in something that was truly like a gel and less mess, I would say get that. Of course, you get 2 shades, but honestly, both shades are very similar. Even though they look different in pan, they are very similar looking on the eyes. It's hard to distinguish the difference between the two once they're on your eyes. And I will say there's not much more distinguishability here with In Your Dreams either. Like, they're both very similar. They have subtle differences, but not enough for me to justify like they need to exist in the same palette. And once it's on the eyes, you're not gonna notice it much. So I do love these. I think they're great. If you're somebody who likes a lot of iridescent, sparkly, dazzly shimmer and glitter on your eyes, you'll probably like his new shades way better than the original one, where they only gave you 1 shade that did that. Both shades in here are doing the same thing. Again, I love these. But I will stick to my original like recommendation for this product and say buy it on sale. Also, $42 is a lot, so yeah, buy it on sale. I wasn't that impressed with, you know, my first go around with this. Which one was this? Do You Know Who I Am? Yeah, the gold one. But these, I am impressed. I do like a lot better. You can pay full price for it. I don't think you will be mad, especially if you like iridescent, glitter, and shimmer. But again, my recommendation, wait for a sale. It's not that deep. But that's all for me today. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me, have you tried any of the new shades in the Major Dimension Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos that Patrick Ta released? Any of the other 2 shades that I don't have here? Tell your experience in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. I appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. This is the eye look I'm rocking in today's video if anyone is interested. I just muted out my lids with some concealer, and then I took the top shade of In Your Dreams and applied it all over the lid using tapping motions. I then go in with the bottom shade in When the Sun Sets to the outer portion to create a little depth and contrast. This eye look was a very lightweight and everyday, everywhere friendly eye look. I did attempt to wear lashes, but they was getting on my nerves, so I gave up. Hence the lash glue residue left on one eye during the talking portions of the video. But yeah, this is the final look, and I really love how it came out. My eyes looked very wet and shiny and sparkly. Absolutely loved it.